Hey guys, alright, so I did have a Zoom this morning, but for whatever reason it did not record. So this is a quick review going over what's going to be on the World War II unit test today. So I'm going to kind of run through it. As always, I highly suggest that you go through your Google Notes and PowerPoints and do a review that way, as well as looking at your terms and everything. But let's go through it. Couple of reminders. We start your next unit on Cold War tomorrow. We have Wednesday off, kind of a midweek break because of Veterans Day. And then if you are coming back for in-person instruction, we will start back next Monday. Okay, so if you are virtual only, just keep that in mind that when we go back next week that I will not be available until our 5th period time, which is 2:30 to 4. So just keep in mind that if you need me, I'll respond to emails during that time period. But other than that, I will be teaching and will not be available. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Let's do a good review. So this is World War II. Causes of the rise of dictatorships became a cause because of the peace treaty from World War I. Of course, it blamed Germany. They had to pay war reparations, all this money, things that they didn't have. And then, of course, lack of strong leadership gave opportunity for all of these fascist dictators to come into play. Hitler blamed Germany's defeat on Jews and other undesirables. We know that he writes his book Mein Kampf, which blamed Jews and other undesirables for Germany's fall from greatness, because it was an old world empire at one point in time. The British and French tried to appease Hitler, and appeasement is they're trying to compromise, trying to make him happy to prevent war. They tried to appease him by allowing him to keep some of the early territory that he takes, like Czechoslovakia. However, everything will fall apart and war will be declared once Germany goes and tries to take over all of Poland. The Nazis are going to create what they call their final solution at the WWII conference in 1939. The final solution is the idea to exterminate and eradicate Europe of all Jews and other undesirables to make way for what Hitler calls the Aryan race, or the master race. At the end of the war, we have the Nuremberg trials, which will put Japanese and German military leaders on trial for war crimes. Let's see, hold on. I know I'm not really going in order. I'm just trying to make sure that I hit everything. All right, let's talk about Japan for a minute. Japan will invade Manchuria, China in 1937. They're there for resources. Again, Japan is an island nation, so they are limited on their resources. As soon as they invade China, we will establish an embargo. Excuse me. And an embargo just means we stop trade. So we cut off all trade. We were giving them timber, oil, iron, things like that. We cut off all trade. Of course, they retaliate by attacking us at Pearl Harbor. Let's see. All right, let's go back to how things are happening in Europe. Let's see. Munich Peace Conference is where the British and the French try to, again, keep Hitler happy. That's where they agree to give him Czechoslovakia in order to prevent a possible war. Again, it doesn't work. Nazis and the Soviet Union had a non-aggression treaty, a secret treaty to split Poland, and it's after they invade to take over all of Poland that the war officially begins. Keep in mind that the Battle of Britain takes place in the air. There is no land invasion. It is the Luftwaffe, which is the German Air Force, versus the Royal Air Force. The Royal Air Force will be successful because they're using radar, which is a new piece of technology. Okay. All right, let's see. What is a nickname given to Mussolini, who's over Italy? Mussolini's fascist military are nicknamed the Black Shirts because of their uniforms. We know that the Axis powers, which are the bad guys, the Axis powers are made up of Italy, Germany, and Japan. Those are the three Axis powers. Anytime you hear it talk about the soft underbelly of Europe, is referring to Italy, because as we go through northern Africa and we work our way up to Germany, we go through what we call the soft underbelly, which is Italy. Again, Mussolini and the Italians surrender as we work our way towards Germany. Let's see. The bombing of London during the Battle of Britain is there to terrorize the British people. Again, they were trying to get Great Britain to fall and surrender, just like France had in June of 1940. Don't forget that the Germans have established concentration camps all over Europe. Auschwitz is the #1 killing concentration camp. They're gassing 12,000 people a day in gas chambers. Roosevelt makes history during this because he goes against what George Washington had established with presidents having no more than 2 terms. He gets elected to his 4th term during World War II. All right, let's see. What is a big thing about... sorry, I lost my place. What is the big thing about ships and shipbuilding during this time period? We are using riveting instead of welding. And that's kind of where Rosie the Riveter gets her name from, because she was helping to rivet the sides and panels of battleships together. So that sped up the process of shipbuilding, and we were able to mass produce battleships and carriers. Let's see. Americans bought over $150 billion worth of war bonds, and that's how we financed the war. Let's see. All right, these were bell ringer questions. What is the name of the end of the war in Europe? That's VE Day, Victory in Europe Day, and then VJ Day is Victory over Japan Day. So that's how we categorize those two. Let's see. Women during the war are recruited into the military to actually take over for men so that men can go out to combat. Let's see. Roosevelt is referring to a war on 2 fronts with Germany in Europe and Japan in the Pacific. The attacks on American cargo ships force us to use the convoy system, again, to protect our battleships and carriers against German submarines. The Battle of Stalingrad is the turning point for the war in Europe. We now have the Germans on the retreat after that. The secret American program to create an atomic bomb is the Manhattan Project. Again, the end of the war, we saw the Nuremberg trials trying those German officers for war crimes. Let's see. All right, a little bit of German. Let's go over your German. Make sure you've got your German. Blitzkrieg, lightning warfare. That's the type of attack style used by the Germans. Let's see. Die Führer is leader in German, talking about Hitler. Concentration camps, the Holocaust, mass killings of millions of European Jews by the Nazis. Let's see. Unification, Anschluss, unification. Cash and carry policy was the name given to the large number of tanks and aircraft. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Cash and carry policy required for the purchase of military supplies during the war. Let's see. Dos Deus is Italian for that's talking about Mussolini. All right, let's go. Make sure you got your leaders. So we know Hitler in Germany, Stalin in the Soviet Union, Mussolini in Italy, Francisco Franco in Spain. Didn't really talk about him much, but he's on there. Aryan race is seen to be the master race. The idea that trade can help nations, that's internationalism. To stop trade is an embargo. Hitler's autobiography is Mein Kampf. German Air Force is the Luftwaffe. Let's see. D-Day is the nickname for Operation Overlord. Enola Gay is the name of the bomb. The plane that dropped the atomic bomb. Omaha Beach is where American forces stormed the beaches of Normandy during D-Day. Great Migration, African Americans moving from the south to the north during the war. Kamikaze, suicide Japanese pilots. The Soft Underbelly is talking about Italy. Tuskegee Airmen, African American military unit that is recognized for their efforts of bravery during World War II. Okay, that in a nutshell. I covered just about all of it. So hopefully that helps. Make sure that you are staying on top of everything. 3 things for today, and I posted your November calendar. Take your unit test. Hopefully you're doing that after your review. Submit your part 2 for the World War II project, your reflection, and then of course do your bell ringer. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Hope everybody has a great day, okay? Alright, bye guys.